All right, we got Bryce Blaum.
Hey, everybody.
How you doing, Bryce?
Doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How different has the last 3 days been for you guys coming off a series win as opposed to a series loss?
You know, it's a huge morale booster in the clubhouse and in the locker room. Thank God for Will Frizzell. He put us on his back and carried us through the weekend. And it was nice to get a series win. A lot different attitude than what we've been accustomed to with how things have been going. And we've played in a lot of very close games this season as in conference play. And it's nice to have the scale tip the other way and get the win on our side in close ball games.
And you guys have put together series wins in consecutive weekends, before throughout your time here. So what's the key to keeping momentum from one series win into another against a, good Auburn team?
I think this was big for us. That shows that we can win a series in conference, and just to keep riding that momentum and playing with confidence that we feel like we found now, knowing that we beat a very good Ole Miss team this past weekend. And if Will Frizzell does what Will Frizzell does, then we're going to have a great shot too.
Hey, Bryce, I know you guys aren't naive to the fact that, the postseason streak is there and all that sort of thing. So has that been weighing on you guys? And again, kind of the same question Mike asked you, what does this do for the hope?
I think it does a lot for us. We know we control our own destiny at this point. We have 2 big series coming up, and if we play well, then we're in Hoover. That was kind of the question mark as far as going into the series with Ole Miss this weekend, as we were on the bubble to get into Hoover. And we feel like if we get into Hoover, and we feel like we will get into Hoover, that we can make a run at it and keep the postseason streak alive, because we know we have the pieces in this locker room. It's just all starting to come together finally at this point in the season.
Has there, not to be doom and gloom, has there been frustration with you guys, and have you, I guess, being veteran has probably helped with that? You've seen a lot of baseball in your time, but how have you not let frustration set in, I guess, is the big question.
The frustration aspect of it, we are very close in this locker room. We have a lot of veteran leadership, a lot of guys that have been through a lot together, a lot of guys that experienced the COVID experience together. And just staying together as a group has been the biggest thing. Even when we're losing, we all have each other's backs, and we all know that we can go out and play our brand of baseball. And finally, we did play it this weekend on a consistent basis, and we got a series win against a very good team for it.
Thanks, bud.
Hey, I know how much was the mindset through the Ole Miss series directly pointed at, hey, we need to win this series to be able to get one of those last spots in Hoover, and then looking ahead to Auburn, who is kind of near the same spot as y'all. How much is that a thought that this could be a 6-game swing instead of just a 3-game swing?
Absolutely. There's been a sense of urgency in this locker room for sure going into these last 3 series. I don't know how we do, but we control our own destiny still at this point, and it gives us hope that if we go play our type of baseball, especially with the last 2 series, I think we're a game ahead of Auburn and maybe 2 behind LSU. And so if we take care of business in these next 2 series, we have the potential to get up to the 10 seed. And that brings a lot of hope to us too, because if we sweep the next 2, we're 13-17 in the best conference in the country. And that's nothing to look down upon. And then once we make it to Hoover, we know we have so many guys that have been into Hoover, have experienced that atmosphere, that we feel like we can make a run at this thing and go and win the tournament and make a regional.
What was it like in the dugout through this past weekend every time Will came up to bat? I mean, it had to be a pretty special feeling.
That is the most impressive showing I think I can attest to anybody in our locker room that they've ever seen from one single-handed baseball player. And knowing when he came up when we were down 5-2, even when he got to 2 strikes, you're like, something magical is about to happen here. That's just the type of run he's on and the type of player he is. And every time he was up to bat, you were holding your breath, knowing something was going to happen. And we exploded as a dugout because we felt that. We felt the energy. We felt something special was about to happen when he stepped up to the plate.
You and him compare Grand Slam shots, or?
Not really. I think his is a little more special because it was just such a big moment and capped off what an incredible weekend that he had.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Any other questions for Bryce?
Yeah, Bryce, I had one. What do you know about Auburn? A little bit of a preview, just going to the Plains and playing that team.
So we got to play them in Round Rock earlier this year, and they have a good ball club. Their record is kind of like ours. We know we have a good ball club too. things just haven't gone their way. I think they've lost a ton of one-run games, so they could easily have a lot better record. Same with us, and it's going to be a dogfight every single game because we're both playing for something really special to make the SEC tournament, and it's going to be competitive all 3 games, and we have to play our best brand of baseball because we know we're going to get their best shot.
Thanks. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
One more for me real quick. I think something went around social media a little bit about Moo Menifee's family just going through some struggles with COVID and everything like that. How impressed have you been with him for what he's been able to do with a lot going on down on the home front?
That guy is one of the mentally toughest individuals I've ever met. To be able to show up to the field every day and give it all for his teammates with what's going on with his dad and with his family is something that's incredible. We feel for him. We pray for him every day. That's one of our brothers. And thankfully his dad's trending in the right direction. So we're going to keep him in our thoughts and prayers. But for him to show up to the field every day and work his tail off and even pitch well in games with everything that's going on is something that's insurmountable. And we're so thankful to have him, and we're here to have his back, and we hope we can help with what's going on as far as teammates and brothers.
Thanks, man.
Thank y'all.
All righty, thanks again. And we're gonna have Chandler Jozwiak. Thank you, Bryce.
Absolutely. Go get him, Joss.
Yep. Howdy.
Hey, Chandler. Hey, same thing I was asking Bryce there at the end. How impressive you been with Moo and what he's been able to do with kind of everything that's been going down on the home front? I know there was kind of some social media buzz on his dad and everything going on.
Man, it's honestly pretty awesome how he's handling it. You know, he's been here every day, and you know, as my like I've said before, he's one of my best friends. I throw with him every day. I'm talking with him every day, hanging out with him, and how he's handled it is very, very impressive. You know, I don't know if I could do what he's done, but you know, he comes to the field with a good attitude every day, as positive as he can be. You know, we're trying to be there for him as much as we can. You know, I don't think anybody on the team has gone through something like he's going through right now. So it's really hard to, you know, talk to him, know what to say, know the right time to say it. But, you know, we're doing our best to be there for him. But what he's done is very impressive. I'm very proud of him. And, you know, we're all praying for him and his family. And his dad is getting better each day. And hopefully he can come and watch us one day. And that would be, you know, that'd be amazing for Moo and for all of us if his dad could come to a game eventually, and we're just going to keep praying for him and hope for the best.
And then on the baseball field last weekend, how much was the focus of, you know, you got to win a series to be able to make sure you got that spot in Hoover, and then coming in with Auburn, who is kind of in the same spot of the standings with you? How important is that, again, going into this with that it could be a 6-game swing instead of a 3-game swing?
You know, it's kind of like what Coach Childress said. Every game is important. The next game is the most important, and that's what we're looking at right now. We're not trying to get ahead of ourselves. We're not trying to look ahead. You know, Friday night is the biggest game of the year, and that's what we're going to look forward to. And, you know, we know what place we're in. We know what we have to do, and we're going to go and get it done. You know, that's why Coach Childress has always said we got to stick together, got to keep our attitude and our confidence up, and we've done a great job of that. And some things haven't gone our way, but you know, right now we feel like something's going our way. We feel like we have the momentum. So we're looking forward to Friday. We're looking forward to going to Auburn and taking that series and getting the job done.
Hey, Chandler, how do you guys keep momentum from one series to another? I know baseball is an individual game sport, but can you keep momentum from a series win and build on it like you guys did last week against Ole Miss?
100%. You know, it's a lot of little things. You know, that's the main part of this game is focusing on the little things, you know, coming to the field every day, just, you know, looking to the next day, not getting ahead of yourself, not trying to think about the SC tournament, not trying to think about making a regional, but more of just, you know, taking it day by day, pitch by pitch, and, you know, sticking together. And we're out of school now, so we get a lot of time off the field to hang out as a team and to be together and have a good time and enjoy it. So that also helps, you know, with the momentum and the confidence and the attitude.
Anything else for Chandler?
Hey, Chandler, real quick, do you remember much about Auburn from the meeting earlier this season?
Yes, I do. I know they're very left-hand dominant in the lineup. Suppose they struggle a little bit with left-handed pitching, which is good for us. You know, we have a lot of that. But that's pretty much all I know right now. I know they're struggling with their pitching side of it right now, and so can a lot of teams, trying to figure out what's best for them rotation-wise and who's more consistent out of the bullpen. So, I would say a little similar to us, but I think we, have the edge a little bit. I think we're the better team, and we just got to go out there and play like it, though. No matter if you're the better team on paper or not, it's who shows up that day. So hopefully we show up.
At times during the year, we've talked to you guys, and you've mentioned maybe this team presses a little bit too hard. Now that you have that series win, do you sense maybe kind of a weight's been lifted off this team's shoulder, and it's maybe like a fresh start and you can breathe again?
A little bit, yeah, 100%. We finally got another series win to get it going, trying to, push us a little bit and let it go and realize what we have to do to win a series. So now everybody gets that feeling, knows what it's like again. So 100%, it gets a little bit off our shoulders. Like finally we got it. So we can just go now and have fun with it.
Thank you.
Thank you. All good. Thanks again.
It don't set itself up, Mo.
I forgot that door locks. Oh, we got Coach Childress.
Hey, Coach. I know some stuff went around on social media last week about Moo Menifee's dad. How impressed have you been with what he's been able to do this season with everything that's going on the home front?
Well, it's been awful hard on him and his brother and sister and mom, and just everybody in the building's trying to been there and supportive of him, and certainly Todd as he's fought the fight. And it's just thankful that things are starting to look up for him. It's just been a long 2.5 months.
Yeah. And with on the field with what y'all were able to do last week, and then Auburn a big series this week, that could be as much as a 6-game swing on things. How much is fighting for Hoover and making sure that you got that spot, the kind of mantra and the focus coming into this week as it was last week?
Well, they're all incredibly big for us. We put ourselves in a spot, and each and every game's the most important game of the year. And this Friday, this weekend is no different. We are where we are because of our body of work, and we need to go play our very best baseball this weekend and move on to a short week against LSU next week.
Thanks, Coach.
Hey, Coach, I know Auburn has a lefty-dominated lineup, so are we going to see Chris Webber stay in the rotation to get a lefty-on-lefty matchup?
Yes, it'll be the same rotation. We'll announce his signs will go on Friday. Chris Webber will go on Saturday. We'll leave Sunday open and do what we've got to do to win games 1 and 2 and worry about Sunday when we get there.
After what you saw from Logan Sartori in the 2 spot against Auburn, is that something we could expect to continue as well?
Yeah, he did. He had a great week last week and did a lot of positive things for us from an offensive standpoint. Can look to the 7th inning against Ole Miss. Those 2 at-bats in front of Wills were huge, and Ray Alejo and Logan both getting down and drawing walks against Broadway and setting up that at-bat for Will.
And then last, we've talked a lot this season about, putting one series behind you, moving forward to the next. Now that you guys have won an SEC series, how do you try to continue momentum from one to the next weekend?
Well, that's what we want to do, is continue the momentum, and had a great practice yesterday. We'll have another great one today and tomorrow night, getting ready for this weekend. I'm always thankful this time of year that we schedule the way that we do, playing 5 games a week. And so as we get to these last 2 weeks, our sole focus can be getting ready for the big weekends down the stretch. And I'm thankful that we didn't have a game yesterday. So we've got a chance to be at a 10 with our pitching staff, physically, mentally, emotionally ready to go on Friday night.
Thank you, Coach.
Coach, do you look back at all against the matchup you had with Auburn earlier in this season? Is there anything you can take from it and use this weekend?
Well, just the fact that we've seen them and we've seen their lineup, seen their bodies, seen their swings. It's an awful long time ago. Certainly it was week 3 of the season. But just a lot of water's gone under the bridge. Both teams are different. Both teams have different rotations than they had at that point in the season and are in different places. So you'll draw from that, but really we'll draw from here the last 3 or 4 weeks, what they're doing offensively and on the mound as far as our preparation goes into this weekend.
We've talked at times with you earlier this season. You said maybe your guys were pressing, trying too hard. Now that they have that big series win, do you sense maybe they can have that weight off their shoulders and there's a little bounce in their step, maybe breathe a little easier again?
I would say so, John. Certainly for a couple of days, as far as feeling good on Monday coming to the field, and I'm talking about the coaching staff. And you win on Sunday, you win a series, and the guys got Monday off. But coming into the park yesterday, into the weight room, and then onto the field for practice, there's a bounce in their step. They're excited. School's done and over with. Now we control our own destiny. It's about going and playing good this weekend and parlaying that into next week against LSU.
Thanks, Coach.
Anything else for Coach?
All right. Thank you all.